We're good.
Okay, good afternoon, everyone. First, I want to thank you for coming out for this TMCF panel. It is really appreciated. My name is Davon Dixon. I'm the Associate Director of Internship Services, and I'll be your facilitator here today. I'm just going to briefly introduce what the TMCF Scholarship College Fund is, and then I'll briefly talk about the Leadership Institute, but this will be the panel we'll be discussing it. So basically, the Thurgood Marshall College Fund is a fund that kind of helps students support and fund their educational experience for public HBCUs and PBIs. And today's discussion will be about the Leadership Institute, which is a 4-day conference where you kind of meet with the top tier institutions and corporations and other HBCUs there to just gain more professional development skills. So that's kind of what today is going to be about. I'll let the panel kind of talk and introduce themselves.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pujan Patel. I'm a senior finance major, and we all went to TMCF in September, so we're really happy to talk to you about it, and hopefully you guys get in next year, or actually later this year too.
Hello everyone, my name is Drake Smith. I'm a senior political science major, and just a great experience. I'm just really excited to share with everyone.
Hello everybody, my name is Tashon Zeigler. I'm a junior computer science major here at Lincoln, and just excited to share my experience about the TMCF Leadership Institute with you guys.
Okay, awesome. So we'll get started with the first question. It's up to whoever wants to answer it. So what encouraged you to apply to the TMCF Leadership Institute?
I think for me, they actually had a workshop in Wright Hall, and I assume they're going to do that again this year, where a representative of the TMCF came and they just shared the excitement. And with TMCF, they're all very passionate about HBCUs and education, so it's not that hard to get excited about it. And then, they tell you the facts, like it's going to be 400, 500 students there. It's a week. It was in DC this year. It was the same week. It was the same week this year as the Congressional Black Caucus Foundation. For me, that was very exciting as a global science major. And then it's like a world-class hotel, and they're talking about all the partners you're going to meet with. So like Boeing, Wells Fargo, the federal government, because they spend like $5K on each student. Yeah, they spend like $5K on each student. So just to house and fly and feed the students, they spend like a couple $1 million. So it's like a great conference.
Yeah, for me, what encouraged me to apply was I had a few friends go the year prior to us going, and they absolutely loved it. They got full-time jobs, some of them got internships, and they were only like sophomores and juniors. And you know how hard it is to get an internship or a full-time job, just by applying to things, So when I was a sophomore, I didn't go to this conference. I applied to about 100 internships, maybe heard back from like 5, right? And when I went this year, I maybe applied to one company and got a full-time job on the spot. So it was a super dope experience, You meet a lot of people, it's a lot of fun. You don't really understand how much fun it is till you get there, because everybody's on the same wavelength as you. You can connect with your peers, because all of you go to HBCUs, and even though you go to different schools, you can all resonate with how an HBCU works from different campuses, and you really learn a lot about each other, because most schools are in the South, right? And you learn about different cultures, where people come from, and just different areas of the United States, so it's a really cool experience.
For me, the reason I applied is because I kept receiving emails about it. People kept contacting me and were like, "Oh, applications, we only have so many from Lincoln, and we want more students." So I was like, I should give it a shot. Especially when I'm a computer science major, I know a lot of times it's more about who you know over what you know. So I really wanted to expand my network and try to get that experience. And also, everybody loves free things, so I figured why not give it a shot? To get a free, all expenses paid trip for me to expand my network and gain those insights in the professional world.
Okay, we love free opportunity. Awesome. So the second question, and this one can be very daunting for some people. What can you share about the application process?
I could start. So for me, Honestly, the application process itself, it wasn't super difficult. Like, you have to change your resume to the TMCF format. They have a specific format they want the resume to be. Then once you submit the application, you'll have like a video interview with someone, with a success coach. And from there, it's pretty simple, it's pretty straightforward. I would say the biggest thing is just making sure that you finish the application. It took me about 3 weeks to finish it. Like, I kept leaving it, going back, and stuff. So it's like, as long as you finish the application, you'll be good. That's pretty much the most difficult part, at least in my opinion.
The application was very straightforward. They walk you through it. They give you a lot of insight. Wright Hall did a lot of help to help us do it and make sure we do it. And then, like, my friends were applying at the same time, so we all kind of held each other accountable. The application takes 3 weeks or a couple weeks, not because it's like so long and no, you submit the resume in their format, you answer some questions, and then there's some like logic games you have to play, like figure out your personality. I don't know if you ever did that type of test in like high school, where it's like what personality you are and stuff, and they have those, and that's what kind of takes it kind of long. And then there's an interview process. The interview process is pretty straightforward, but like, just my advice to like underclassmen, when it comes to your resume, don't wait until you have an application due to start working on it. Like, I would just tell you all, like, today over the weekend, go home, take a look at it, polish it, add some stuff that you've done, add some awards, send it over to Wright Hall and have them look at it and they can edit it, just so you're ready. Because now I'm at a point with my resume where I'm not revamping it, I'm just adding something here, or taking something away. So it's a very straightforward process, and then I think you can even contact the TMCF if you need help with the application. But
Yeah, and I'd say, going back to the resume, it's pretty straightforward with putting it into the TMCF format. All you gotta do is kind of figure out what you want that's most important for you, because every resume that you submit should be catered toward the job that you're applying to, or the internship you're applying to, or whatever it is, right? So you want to add the most important thing that makes you look good on the TMCF resume, because I think it's only like 3 jobs that you can put on there, right? Or 3 experiences, and then a few awards and a few accolades or whatever. And then, in addition to all those things that my peers mentioned, there is a 10-week training process, right, throughout the summer. So what that looks like is it's an hour-long Zoom call. I think it was like every Wednesday during the summer, and you can't miss it. They're really, really strict about it. Right, so if you don't log in at, what was it, like 7 o'clock, and then clock out at 8 o'clock, then they're gonna be like, oh, we're gonna flag you, or we're gonna be really strict about it. So that is, a barrier to entry, if you will. However, if you're diligent enough to get through those 10 weeks, and you communicate with your mentor, by the way, you're assigned a mentor, and you're assigned 2 people that are overseeing you. If you communicate with them, and you talk to them, and you're just on your T's are crossed and your I's are dotted. You're gonna make sure you're good. And then once you're actually in, it's super straightforward, and you just enjoy the conference.
Okay, thank you for sharing that, and I really enjoyed the highlight about your resume, because once you get to a certain point, it should just be adding and then modifying. Every resume should be different. It's a living document, as I say, so thank you for reiterating that. And something that I think is going to be good to share with the fellow students here. So please share some of your positive experiences as a TMCF Leadership Fellow.
Oh my gosh, they already know what I'm going to say. I met Coco Jones, right? So they have a celebrity or a guest speaker or something that comes every year. And last year it happened to be Coco Jones. And if you don't know who she is, she's a really great singer from Tennessee. And I managed to get a picture with her and everything. And that was just a highlight of my experience with TMCF, But in addition to that, I met a whole bunch of people that I'm still friends with today. I was able to connect with Drake and Tashon a lot more. And I was able to get a full-time job. That's who goes to a conference and gets a full-time job on the spot. Like that was a super dope opportunity. And you get to travel for free. You get free food, free lodging. Like Tashon said, who doesn't like free things? So it was just a great trip. I would recommend going to it. If you do have something that week, push it aside. Like, this is a great opportunity. This is something that you're gonna remember for the rest of your life.
my favorite experience probably was, I guess the whole thing, really. Like, the week is very structured, but you still have a lot of free time. So let me ask this, has anyone been to like a conference while they've been in school, or like a business conference in high school, where it's like multi-day and it's all expenses paid for? So you get there, there's like a, what's it called, it's a introduction session, right? You get to meet some people, they feed you very well. They have like snack breaks for you, and they talk about what to expect, rules and regulations. Then you have different sessions. So actually my favorite part in one of the sessions was John Deere. They were a sponsor of them, and it was a trivia thing for John Deere. Me and Pujan on the trivia team here. And we won. So we got like John Deere hats, a lot of giveaways. We met the CEO of Boeing Defense, and I met him, and he was a black guy. So I was like very surprised and like, wow. And he's like, gets paid $3 million a year. So that's huge, right? So these big companies are there. And like Pujan was saying, like, it's really hard to describe, like, seeing a group of highly motivated black students in one group. You know, everybody's not there to like compete. You're there to like build each other up and lift each other up. And it's you know, in this day and age with politics and the attacks on DEI, I think anytime you get a chance to do some of these programs, take advantage of it, because you really don't know if they're going to be there for a while. Like another good program me and Pujan did, we were White House HBCU scholars. That's where the White House takes HBCU students and invite them for like a couple days to Washington, D.C. You know, that's probably not going to happen over these next 4 years, right? If I'm just being real. So it was really good. The people I met, they're my favorite part.
Thank you for that, Drake. That was amazing. I would say the most positive experience for me was just the connections and the friendships I made. Like even off the first day, we had our first, like Drake was saying, introductory session. And they sat us, they put us all in a room. It was like 100 chairs for 400 people. And they just forced us to walk around, meet people, talk to people, you know, get to know their firm and everything like that. And it's like, from that day on, it's like those people that I met, I felt like we were connected instantly. So now I have friends that go to HBCUs all over the country. We got friends at Southern University, A&T, excuse me, sorry, A&T, Howard. We have friends from all over, so it was just a great experience. And just knowing that, you know, because of that experience that I was afforded, now I have, you know, lifelong friends all over. And like I said, your network is your network, that's what I like to say. So just making sure that you're putting yourself out there, don't be shy. It might not seem like it, but I'm a very shy person. I'm not really a people person that much. But I'm not, yeah, just a chill guy. But, you know, I've learned over the years that I have to push myself and put myself in spaces where I'm uncomfortable so I can open doors, you know, for myself later on in life. So, yeah.
Thank you guys for that. I think what you highlighted is very important, is going outside of your comfort zone, especially if it's paid for. Right? I think here at Lincoln offers a lot of opportunity for you to just go out and experience. I know I took a group of students to Maryland for a conference, and they just had a blast, and we won. And now they have those connections to keep moving forward, so thank you guys for that. And we talked about the positive experiences, but if you could share with us some of the challenges that you faced participating in the TMCF Leadership Institute, you could share with the students here today.
Challenge for me, if we're being completely transparent, I'm not a morning person at all. And one of the requirements is that you have to be up very early in the morning, starting your days 7:30, 8 o'clock. And they're doing check-ins to make sure that you're not late, because again, they spent a lot of money on you. They expect you to, you know, abide by their rules and, you know, making sure that you're showing respect, not only for them, but for yourself as well. You're the only person achieving of the opportunities yourself if you're not showing up. So the most difficult part for me was, you know, it's just the days were long, but they were fulfilling. So it's like, it was a challenge at the beginning, but by the end of the week, it was like I felt very, very fulfilled because I knew what I did really helped me gain, you know, a better purpose and helped me gain a lot of knowledge and opportunities. So yeah, that was the biggest challenge for myself.
You know, I think for me, like personally, I wouldn't say it was a challenging conference, but I will say I saw students that were challenged, students that weren't showing up, students that weren't taking it seriously, and students that there was 10 students from Lincoln, thereabout, and then we're in a bigger group, a bigger cohort with like 4 other schools. And some of the students at some of these other schools, they weren't showing up, or one of the schools was like in DC, so they kept going back to their school for like, it was like,
You can say it. It was Howard.
and they just kept going back to their school because, I don't know, it was like, whatever, they had like a festival going on, and they caught on to that, and they kicked some students out. Like literally, you would go back to your room at night and you would see somebody like crying, walking down the hallway with their suitcase, because they spent $5,000 on them. And some students, it was really embarrassing that they didn't show up for their school and put on their best and brightest. Like they felt like everything that they had was like they didn't have to work for it. So it was actually like secondhand embarrassment. So like the good thing about this conference is everybody in this room right now has the opportunity to go and represent Lincoln. There is really no like cap of Lincoln students. Like A&T had like 40 students, Southern had like 30 students, Howard had like 40 students. But they said that the best school that was there was Lincoln University with just 10 students. Because we showed up on time, we were attentive, we asked questions, and we talked to the partners to get, a lot of us left with jobs, a few students, Mason, she left with a scholarship. Grace, who was there, she won an iPad, and she got a job. Dang, what did I get? All I got was a hat from John Deere.
Wow.
But I'm saying, it was just a great conference, and don't just think you go there and it's like, oh, free trip, free meal, never been to DC. No, it's job opportunities, they're giving you laptops, they're giving you scholarships. They have a position called a Yardie, where you're the brand ambassador and for TMCF, and they fly you out separately, and you get your own specialized training, they give you like a varsity jacket. So really think of TMCF as like a very, very elite and selective organization on campus. Because once you're in the TMCF family, we keep getting emails from them today. They have different programs that tell you about, like they have a CIA program coming up next week. So like it's worth it. So yeah, but I would say, luckily I don't think any student from Lincoln was challenged when we were there. I think Lincoln prepares us uniquely for the world. And I'll say this about the conference. When you're in school, it's very easy to get caught up with the Joneses, right, at Lincoln. Like, I'm living for Lincoln, gotta make sure that I'm keeping up with Lincoln culture, blah, blah, blah. But when you get to these conferences and you get to the real world, now you see that you're not competing against other Lincoln students, other HBCU students, you're competing against a global society, right? People from all over the world are looking for these jobs at these big tech firms, these big government firms. And when you go here, you really realize, like, oh wow, it really tells you if you're prepared for the world. And luckily, everybody that went last year, we were prepared to get jobs and win and compete. So.
Yeah, I think Drake summed it up perfectly. The only thing I would add to that is, a challenge that I'd say we as a collective faced was representation as a whole as Lincoln University. Like Drake said, we only had 10 students, and Howard, A&T, Southern, they had easy 30 plus, some of them even had 60, right? So, trying to get your voice out there when you're dealing with a crowd of people is kind of difficult, right? But you gotta remember what the name of the conference is, Thurgood Marshall College Fund. Thurgood Marshall is a graduate of Lincoln University. So, Drake, my historian here, did a little, research every time Howard tried to claim him as theirs. Listen, Thurgood Marshall actually applied to University of Maryland, he got denied, and Howard was the second choice. So, it's little things like that you just, you gotta talk to. You gotta make sure that you're representing Lincoln well, and just advocate for your school. Even if you're a shy person, even if you're kind of quiet, always make sure you're putting Lincoln on the spot, because, we have a rich history, and you are a part of that history, and you're going to form your own legacy, and that is going to in turn form Lincoln's legacy to continue forward. So I think if you keep that in the back of your mind, that you're a part of something bigger than yourself, you can really represent Lincoln well, because you are proud of your history.
Thank you guys for that, and I really appreciate you saying, because once we send you on these amazing opportunities, you represent the university, you represent yourself too, so definitely showing everybody else that we're kind of the best there is.
And then the other thing, Lincoln trusted us so much they didn't send a chaperone with us. Like, we were a school that didn't have any chaperones, any type of guidance, and we were the best behaved school. So like some schools have like 3 adults with them and they're just off the wall. So like, I mean, at this conference, Lincoln, they're looking for talent, right? I see a lot of talent in this room. Like I said, everybody in this room can go, you can enjoy it, and you can go multiple times. Like, you're an underclassman, like there are people that have gone every single year that was there. Yeah.
Yeah, and like, just to reiterate that, it's free, that you guys can go. Like, it's a time for you to experience something outside of Lincoln University, for you to kind of define yourself through that aspect.
Yeah, and I'd say it's free and they want Lincoln students, right? They are tired of seeing Howard and A&T with 60, 70 people pull up. They want to see representation from the smaller HBCUs. So, you know, we have a prime seat, not only as an HBCU, but as a small HBCU, because they want to see you guys there. So if you do apply and you're, you know, about your business, you're most likely going to get it.
Tell your friends.
All right, so the next question, I think this is a really good one as well. Has your participation in the TMCF Leadership Institute helped you realize your career goals? If yes, how? If no, why not?
I'd say in a way, yes. You know, you see a lot of companies represented as partners with TMCF. Wells Fargo is their prime partner. You know, then there was also PNC, Boeing, Vanguard, a lot of financial institutions, but also a lot of, you know, farming, aircraft institutions, a lot of different sectors that you could go into. But a lot of what you saw was sales, marketing, accounting, audit, things of the same sort, because every corporation needs those jobs, right? What I really resonated with, because I'm going into this field, is consumer packaged goods. So what is that? What's consumer packaged goods? It's basically something that's packaged into a box. It could be shampoo, it could be deodorant, it could be food, it could be water bottles, you know? It could literally be anything packaged. So I really resonated with those type of companies, right? Procter & Gamble was there, I believe. A lot of companies like that. So you really get to see who you want to resonate with. I would say before you go to this conference, look at all the partners that are going to be there, right? And pinpoint who do you want to talk to. Because yes, there is a career fair at this place. However, you want to make sure that you're adequately talking to the right people. Because it's better to have a scope rather than just a wide range, you know. But it's good to explore as well, I'd say.
Sorry, I had a brain fart. Could you repeat the question for me, please?
Yeah, I got you. Has your participation in the TMCF Leadership Institute helped you realize your career goals? If yes, how? If no, why?
I would say it definitely helped me expand my ideas because I'm a computer science major, so going into there, I was like, all right, I just want to talk to, excuse me, I was like, I just want to talk to Apple, I just want to talk to Verizon, Adobe, you know, companies like that. But really, at the career fair, just everybody being there, it really helped me broaden my scope. And it's like, every company needs people in tech. Like, I got an offer for an internship for a company who develops freight trains. And it's like, you wouldn't think that as a computer science major, but they all run on technology. And really just, you know, being able to expand your horizons and think about, you know, potential opportunities. I also left with an offer from Wells Fargo. Didn't think I would ever be working for Wells Fargo at all, but you know, just being at the Leadership Institute, like I said, expanding your network, talking to people, like, if they like you, they'll find a spot for you, you know what I mean? Regardless of what it is that you think you're trying to do, or regardless of what your major is, anything like that, like, I would say don't try to fit yourself into a box, like, be open-minded and go into it because you don't know the opportunities that you could leave with. So that's how I helped me realize my career goals.
I'll just add, like it's like very business centered, but don't let that stop. If you're like I'm a political science major, still go. If you're in the STEM medicine, still go, even if you're not straight up business, because like what that conference really showed me is like where the real money in this world is. I feel like on social media you just see like there's only a few ways to make money, da 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 da. But like corporate America, like you climb that ladder, like you like after 10 years you're making like $200K a year or more, right? And they'll fly you out, they'll pay for you, like Tashon, like when you get your internship this summer at Wells Fargo, like they're paying you money to go to South North Carolina. right? So they give you like money to travel, money to move. So definitely go and just ask questions. Even the tables that aren't popular, go, because a lot of people will glance them over and then they'll, you don't know what you're missing out by not going. So I would say like, just widen my horizon.
Everybody, this is Mason. She also went to the conference with us. She received, what did you get? You got an iPad? You got something, oh, scholarship. You got a scholarship and a job, right?
I got a scholarship.
Okay.
How much was it?
Almost 11,000.
Well, so yeah, like,
Hey, let me get some.
Me too.
I need a new car.
That was good, and I really enjoyed that answer, because as the trends are changing, so is the workforce. Really, they're looking for someone who has a degree, right? It doesn't have to be specific as much as you think anymore, right? And every company needs someone in a particular area. And I've spoken to a lot of business partners, and they're like, yeah, we want a traditional business major, but we want someone who's in psychology or human services, someone who can give some more thought to things, right? Because some people are also business major, or kind of just straight to the point. There's not the bottom line, but they're people who can think outside of those four walls. So I think as we start to move forward, especially when we're talking about, DEI, we have to start to really think about it being intentional, what we want to do and develop.
And I'll just add on to that. I think going through the motions at Lincoln, you kind of forget what words mean. Like, we're a liberal arts institution. When you hear that, some people think, oh, you're anti-STEM, you don't want to compete. No. Liberal arts does not mean anti-STEM. Liberal arts just means knowledge for the free world, right? That means you can know a little about a lot of different things. You can go into anything, you can have a lot of questions. You can ask any type of question, you can hold a conversation with people. So we're a liberal arts institution, and that just means that Lincoln is really making you read, think, and write critically, right? So, don't think that, oh, I didn't go to a big STEM school, big state school. You're actually at an advantage going to a smaller liberal arts institution, because here you get like more deliberate training, you get more fake one-on-one time with faculty, staff, your fellow students. You're not just a number here. So like, this was the best choice, this small liberal arts college. When I say small, I just mean population, right? Really, I think Lincoln, like Pujan said, is like the best story of any HBCU, the best legacy. You won't get that at bigger schools.
Yeah, just as someone who's worked at Rutgers, which population is 28, 30,000 students, you really do get a very soft touch here with the population we have, so take advantage of it. We're going to pivot a little bit. So back to the application process, if you guys could explain how many sections there were, what took you the longest, and once you finished, how long was the correspondence between yourselves and TMCF?
I would say I don't remember too much about the application, but it wasn't difficult at all. I would say the only thing that I found I didn't want to do with the application, I believe they wanted us to make a 1 or 2 minute video. Was that right? But the application process was very easy, very simple. I interviewed with TMCF. I want to say a week or 2 later. I did 2 interviews. They were both behavioral. Very simple, very easy. They just wanted to get to know me as a person, my personality, why I'm interested in TMCF, what I would do with any opportunities that are given to me. But it was very simple, very easy.
Again, like Mason said, the application itself is not like too confusing. The only thing that was kind of different was they want you to take exams. So I believe we had to take like, I forgot the name of what it was. Gallup assessment, yes, that's the name. And it's like a lot of questions, like, was it like 100-something questions?
It was. So the Gallup assessment was like you said, 100-something questions, but it was just about your personality. If you were put in a certain situation, what decision would you make? It was multiple choice, just about your decision making.
So that was the part. So that was probably the most, like the part that took me the longest, like you said. Everything else was really simple, just filling out your resume, sending it in the formatted way. And yeah, that's pretty much how it was for me.
and they walk you through everything. So like I said, like later this spring, I think a member of the TMCF is going to come. It's going to be a room like this, you're going to have more food, they'll sit down, they'll tell you what to expect, when stuff is due. So like, they walk you through the process. It's not hard, it's just a few steps. I wouldn't even say it's a lot of steps, because like I said, resume, standard essay question, then it's like the games, the video, then the interview. And it's pretty basic, and you're all smart people, so.
Yeah, the only thing I'd add on to that is, like Drake said, those are all the steps that you go through, you know, but even if it's like something a day or two past the deadline, I would say submit it anyways, right? I don't want you to think, oh, you lost out on an opportunity. Everything in the business world is flexible, right? If you email somebody, if you talk to somebody, they're most likely going to move a mountain for you, right? Because they want to see you succeed. At least in this establishment, they do, right? So if something is past the deadline, I would encourage you to get it before the deadline. However, but if it is past the deadline, email people. Make sure that you are represented. Make sure that you are seen.
Yeah, definitely. They love extending deadlines. So this next question, and this is a question I feel like I say a lot of. So as you participated in the TMCF Leadership Institute, do you feel like it helped you bridge that gap from I'm a college student to now to think about the real world and the work world? So how could you explain that, and how has that happened now?
I think for Drake and I, we had that psychological breakthrough, if you will, as seniors. You know, something shifts in your brain when you become a senior, and you're just kind of like, all right, let's just finish. Finish line's right there. Let's get through it, right? In the meantime, let's get a job. Let's get some opportunities, and let's make sure that we are setting ourselves up for success post-graduation. Whether that is getting a full-time job, getting into grad school, he's going to law school, right? So that encourages you as a senior to really talk to these companies and really get a job or get an opportunity to grad school, because I think there were a few grad schools there too. And yeah, like you really want to just set yourself up. But as a sophomore, as a junior, I've done events with TMCF as well, not this specific one. And you know, they do look out for you. So I would say if you're not a senior and you're not looking for a full-time job yet, definitely get that internship, definitely get that scholarship, get that immersion program, get something, because that's going to make you meet people who can push you into places you never thought of before.
That was great, Pujan. I'm sorry, that was really good. I would say for myself, going in as a junior, it really helped me. Like I said, I'm always keep going back to this, like expand my network. Like my big thing when I was there was talking to as many people as I could. And a lot of those people, like they said, they love Lincoln, they love us as students, and they want us in their spaces. So regardless if, you know, you may not get that internship, you may not get that job, but they're going to give you your link, they're going to give you their LinkedIn, they want you to stay connected, and they're going to give you advice. Like, so I talked to companies about their internships and things that they do, and a lady was giving me advice like, hey, here's this website, you can take free classes on how to work on this type of code so that you can probably come back in the future and things of that sort. So just, you know, learning that, and like I said, talking to as many people as possible. Like I spoke to someone at Wells Fargo, ended up with an offer, you know, the same, like 2 days later. So it's just realizing your potential. Like people already see the potential in you, but you have to see it in yourself, and that's really what, you know, opens up doors for you. Especially if you're trying to, you know, get to that next level, you're trying to be prepared. By the time you graduate, then that's really a great opportunity for you.
I would say overall my time there was beneficial, but it was a little bit difficult for me because I was in a tedious place because I am a junior, but I'm graduating a year early. So that means I can qualify for internships, full-time roles, and I plan to apply to graduate school. So they really wanted a distinction, like what am I doing? So I think that kind of made it hard because I haven't decided yet which one I'm going to do. I'm open to any and all opportunities. But it was beneficial. I connected with a lot of people there, especially employers, and I plan to pursue those connections.
Okay, thank you for that. I definitely do agree that you have this networking. I think that's the real story that we're trying to talk about. I know one student, you know, Jude, he will talk to anyone, but he gets a lot of opportunities, like just from where he's gone, he'll talk to someone, he has a connection, and they're like, we really like personality, here's a job offer. right? It's really about how you define your own network, which can give you a lot of opportunities as you start to kind of go through your education. Yes.
We forgot to say this earlier. What's your favorite thing? They had Coach. They remember like real deal like Coach bags and stuff. And like I don't wear Coach, but I can always boost it, right? And right, 'cause you was in there, right?
Yeah, I was fighting for my life in
The coach closet. I was so mad. So I was fighting for my life in the coach closet. They wanted you to be in there for 10 minutes, but people kept fighting. But I did end up getting stuff for my brother. Fortunately, all the bags were gone. I was so mad. They had bags, clothes, shoes, belts, boots, jackets, mini bags, all types of stuff.
And so like, so this is when we say like people weren't putting on for their school, like people were like cutting and trying to get into the store, like they hadn't seen Coach before. I'm a Michael Kors guy anyway, but no, I'm kidding. And so like the Lincoln group, we got to the front of the line and the security guard just closed it like, nah, no one else is getting in, no one else is getting in, like these people are acting too crazy, come back tomorrow. Our sweater says Lincoln University, and the dude just like,
They see this guy, he sees Lincoln, he's like, oh, I went to Lincoln. I'm a Lincoln grad. I'm like, oh, what dorm did you live in? You know, kind of butter him up a little bit. And we just started hitting it up. We started talking. Oh, my son goes there now. Oh, really, what's his name? I'll look out for him, you know? And then, lo and behold, I was the first one in the line when it opened. Lincoln grads will move mountains for you, right? When someone from Lincoln that's graduated sees another Lincoln student, there's not a lot of us out there, right? So, in comparison to like the bigger HBCUs, but when the Lincoln grad sees you, they're definitely going to help you out, right? Even if it's something small like that, they're going to do something for you. And I got a really nice jacket from that Coach closet, right? And for free too. That thing is probably worth like $300, right? So that, you know, it's little things like that. That was one of my favorite parts too. But I also did meet Coco Jones, so that's number one.
All right, guys, thank you for that overall experience. And this is the last question, so this is really the wrap-up question, and then we'll open up to the floor. So, would you recommend the TMCF Leadership Institute to your peers, and why?
I mean, of course, you know. For every single reason that I've mentioned, yes, go to Leadership Institute, apply to it as a Lincoln student. It's going to open up opportunities that you never thought of before. You're going to be culturally immersed into new things. You're going to learn about new culture. You're going to learn new people. You're going to learn about new jobs that you didn't even know were available, right? You're going to learn about yourself. You're going to get a free jacket. You're going to meet a celebrity. It's going to be a dope experience. Yes, go apply for TMCF as soon as this event is over, you know?
absolutely, everything Pujan said, because I want to hear everybody's questions, so absolutely apply. Tell your friends apply. Like, the only reason Lincoln had 10 students is because only like 12 students applied. So like, all of y'all can apply, all your friends. Lincoln had like 30 students there. It's going to be a great time, so apply.
Yes, 1,000 times yes. Apply. It's a great experience. Like I said, even somebody like me, who's just a chill guy. Again, you come out with a lot of friends, a lot of people. So like, my internship for Wells Fargo was in Charlotte, North Carolina. And now because of the people that I've met at TMCF, I have friends who live in North Carolina, you know what I mean, and everything like that. So just all the connections that you'll gain, the experiences, and you'll have a lot of fun too. You know, I don't even think we talked about it, but like at the end of the program, they had a big party for us. It's kind of like similar to a gala. You know, we all dressed up real nice and spiffy. Coco Jones was there. The Coca-Cola bear was there. Like, it was crazy. It was so amazing. So just make sure you apply. And like I said, I'll let you speak to that, Mason.
I believe they also gave out scholarships at the party as well. They were just giving out scholarships to random people. They didn't have to apply for anything. They just chose you. I guess you spoke to them. They liked you. Scholarship. It was crazy. But yes, I would apply. Lincoln, even though Lincoln is very small, a lot of the bigger schools, I hate to say, they weren't always on their best behavior. So in comparison, everybody, especially the employers, they loved us. They made sure to let us know that they love Lincoln, they want to see more Lincoln students next year. Especially the people from TMCF who were hosting it. They loved our school. We were on our best behavior. We were there to get it. So apply. I'm sure they'll love to have you there.
Okay, thank you to the panel. Can I have a round of applause, please? Okay, now the floor is open. Does anyone have any questions for our panel about TMCF? Okay. Oh, you want to talk?
Can I just talk?
Well, you're loud.
You know I'm loud. Okay. Does someone have a hand up?
You can be next.
I wasn't here for this. I wasn't here earlier, so I don't know if you said this already, but when does this happen? Like, when does the conference happen?
So typically the conference happens, was it September? Late September? I think next year it's happening late October.
No, September 30th to October 4th.
Oh, okay, so early October. So yeah, that's when it happens, and right before homecoming. You're not gonna miss homecoming, but definitely go to this event. Oh, that's right. If you make friends at this event, you're gonna, obviously they go to different HBCUs, and different HBCUs have different homecomings, so you go on a homecoming tour,
Can you break down the application process in terms of obviously I think one of you guys mentioned interviewing versus you talked about earlier how the resume was different. Can you break that down real fast?
So this is like the rough, and it changes like year to year, but it's the standard thing. So first of all, everybody go home, make sure your resume is polished. And they're gonna ask you to put your resume in the Thurgood Marshall College Fund resume format. And all that is it's different verbiage, and it has a nice letterhead at the top, and it's just standardized. But they also tell you to, like Pujan was saying, you gotta cut out some stuff. So you only get 3 points for jobs, for classes, so it's a lot smaller than your regular resume. And then there's an interview process. After you're done with, then there's a regular application. Applications questions like why do you want to do it, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, then there's a virtual interview, and then after the virtual interview, you have to do some logic games. And that's just this is a personality test, so you can't get that wrong. And then they just want to see that you're going to stick. Really, the test is to see that you're going to stick through the whole process. That's why they have it kind of long. I wouldn't say it's hard, but they want to make sure that I'm spending all this money on you. I just don't want that anybody's just going to waste my time to go to this conference. So.
It may sound like a lot, but it really isn't. They got back to you very quickly, so everything was quick, short, simple, and easy.
Oh yeah, I just had a question. Outside of the institute, is there opportunity just to be a member? I want to be a member and still be able to reach out to them to see if they have any opportunities for internships or scholarships outside of the institute.
Yes, so if you go on the TMCF website, you can join, I believe they have a mailing list, so you put your email in, your information, all that stuff. Or I think it's something like a talent committee or something like that. So if you put your email, all your information, they'll automatically send you internship opportunities, scholarships, everything like that. But outside the institute, like Pujan said before, he's participated in events. I know another student who came with us, Destiny, she's attended a bunch of immersions with them, a Lowe's immersion, and things of that sort. So once you're a part of something like that, or you get accepted to one of their other opportunities, you're considered a TMCF scholar, and they're really, really, always keep you within the TMCF family. They're always contacting you about opportunities. Even sometimes, even if the opportunity doesn't necessarily apply to you. So I remember after the institute, Mr. Tristan Rainey, he was sending me something, and it was for a PayPal academy or something like that. And I was past the deadline, classification to apply for the program. But I sent it to my advisor, Dr. Smith, and she was able to put sophomores and freshmen onto the opportunity. So if you just go on their website, enter that, you can see all the opportunities that they have outside of the Leadership Institute.
And a really cool thing that TMCF does at Leadership Institute is if you're a senior at the Institute, they will put you in a portal called HBCU Connect, right? So that is like a platform where seniors and graduates can come together and just talk about, hey, I work at Boeing. Here's a job opportunity, and it's going to be open for this amount of time. And I'm going to put an HBCU student onto it. So it's kind of like almost a secret society, if you will, that helps HBCU grads, HBCU seniors get together and just get, jobs.
I had a lot of fun there. If I'm being honest, I kind of abandoned them. I was hanging out with a whole completely different school. I'm sorry about that, but the school was so much fun to hang out with, and they were mostly girls. So,
Who was it?
I don't remember the school. I don't remember.
Any more questions?
How did you put yourselves in a position to win at the conference?
Based on which scholarship?
I actually won my scholarship 2 weeks prior, so it wasn't necessarily I won it there. I'm like, how did I win? I applied. So basically, there's an application on TMCF scholarships. You just do a general application. They want to know your year, your name, where you live, your GPA, and they want you to do a 1 or 2 minute video just for.
Like, how did you stand out? Like, you give a sob story, or you like super smart?
Oh, basically how I stood out was I was shy initially, but then Pujan, he encouraged me to just speak to them, see what happens, it wouldn't hurt, and that worked. I was invited out to dinners, I was invited to connect with people, and especially my resume. When I showed them my resume, even if they weren't initially interested in speaking with me, I saw the light bulb go off in their heads. Like, they were very interested in me after they saw my resume.
What's on your resume?
I'm in a lot of leadership positions at Lincoln. I'm on the judicial board, I'm a CA, I'm a community advisor, I'm the corresponding secretary of MAPS, I'm an archivist of the A team, I'm a manager for the softball team, I'm a student worker in the business department, and I'm an academic researcher. Even though it sounds like a lot,
How about the research?
the research, I'm helping Dr. Phillips in the business department do research on Black women in corporate and microaggressions. I helped her with that over winter break. And even though it sounds like a lot, it really isn't, because it's done at different times, and it's not done every day. So it really isn't a lot, even though it sounds like a lot.
That's a good question, man. It's like, how do we stand out? This isn't to sound bad, but you gotta like look at your peer group and you kind of see who is just doing the basics. Oh, I go to school. What do you want to do after school? I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to study business. So I'm like, they don't really know what they want to do. But if like you get there and they ask you like, hey, what do you want to do? And you just are frank with them, like, well, I want to do this, or I don't know, or I'm open to for whatever. Like, it's just, you got to be personable and know how to have a conversation. Like, that is a lost art in our generation. I swear I'm not 60 years old, but like a lot of people just don't know how to have a conversation. And if you're just like kind of personable, like it's not anything innately that you need to be like where you stand out, where I was this, and this at my school, but if you just look like you would be a good fit in their office, that you know how to have a conversation, look like you know how to communicate, that's really gonna let you stand out. Because a lot of people don't know how to have a conversation. A lot of people, when they talk, they kind of mumble and stuff, or they seem kind of shy, or they're just kind of BSing, like they're just saying whatever. And like also, I know I'm doing a lot of talking right now, but it's a panel, but when you're having a conversation, don't think like you have to like just talk the whole time. Like they're gonna actually ask you more questions. And actually, the less you talk, the smarter you look. That's like a real fact, everybody. So, but does that kind of answer your question? Because that was like a really good question. And then I think the right hall, like everybody in your office will kind of tell us like the personal skills you need to be successful. Do you have any like tips and tricks on like how to stand out?
Like on a resume or in general?
Like, face to face.
Face to face. And I do agree with Drake. It's the less you talk and the more you listen, then you can be able to kind of engage in the conversation. And also, it does help to kind of pre-program your mind to do your research. Because normally you do get a list of who's going to be there and a representative, so you can kind of develop that. But listen, and then you can formulate your rebuttal, and then kind of engage in a conversation. You don't want to sound robotic. I think that's the problem. You're sounding like, after that, I've lost interest in speaking to you because now you're not talking to me authentically. You're pre-programmed. So now I'm losing it. So just being yourself and just talking will get you kind of fairly far. And your resume, soft skills.
Right.
That's like the big one.
Yeah, and I just say those are both great points, but I would say you have to develop an attitude where you're not scared to just be in front of 400 people and just say, all right, look, this is my name, this is what I'm about, and this is what I want, right? You just have to say, screw it, in a sense, and just be like, listen, this is why I'm here, and I'm gonna be frank about it, right? I'm gonna be like, okay, in an interview, don't just be robotic. There's so many robotic people in the business world that don't know what the heck they're talking about. They use these big buzzwords, and they do nothing with their jobs, right? So you're gonna be the type of person to really wow someone by having a personality and by being, you have to be funny a little bit too, right? Definitely, people love to laugh, people love humor, so stand out, and make sure that you're representing Lincoln well, wear that orange and blue, and just grow a sense of attitude of what you're about, essentially.
Does anyone else have a question? Okay, I was gonna say this too. I've seen this too, also like going to an HBCU. This is weird, we're on camera, but I'm gonna say it. Don't be afraid to like talk to white people. That's a real thing. Like I've seen it here. Some people just have to get stiff around white people or like older white people and like, don't take everything as like a microaggression. Like some white people don't talk to a lot of black people, a lot of young black people. Like that's a real skill that I've developed, like knowing how to meet people where they are, right? So don't expect every conversation you have with the employer for them to be a black HBCU grad. Because not everybody there was an HBCU grad. And there is a difference between HBCU grad and PWI grad, especially it's weird. Like you'll see it, you come through Lincoln, you graduate, like it's interesting. But do anyone have any other questions? I'm not disparaging anybody, I'm not disparaging. Is it the mic just what previous yelled out?
Where and when can you apply?
Where and when can you apply? On their website, I think it's open now. I think it closes in like April.
Beginning of April.
You have until like April. Say again. What?
It's like April 22nd.
You have the mic and you're not talking into it.
Oh, April 22nd.
Thanks, Amina. So yeah, and then it's on their website. So it's like tmcf.org. But like the Right Hall is going to have another one of these. So just look out. I think everybody signed in with your email. So you're on the emailing list. But like I said, everybody in this room can go. And like, it's great. You're going to enjoy yourself. Any other questions?
Again, just to thank the panel. It was very appreciated. We want more representation from... That's just so terrible. All right. Again, we want representation. I know I haven't been here very long, and to speak to Drake's point, I've only gone to PWIs, and it's nothing like going to an HBCU. It seems you guys have a lot of opportunities that a lot of institutions do not, especially something like this. I know there's always coming through my office. I know, for example, just literally today, I don't know if you're familiar with Harris Blitzer. They own the 76ers and New Jersey Devils. They want to partner to offer fellowships to the students. Like, not institutions get the opportunity to work with companies like that. So it's open, please apply. We're gonna have another session from a TMCF representative. We'll help you walk through the program. And the more you can go, like I said, it's free. Like 4 days in DC. I will not be there, I don't think, I hope not. So that you'll be able to be trusted to represent us. Yes?
When is that representative coming?
It'll probably be sometime in either late February or mid-March. We're trying to get her to come on campus. So those dates will be sent out. You'll know. If you get my annoying handshake emails, you'll see it in there.
Would it be fine, like, say we did the application after we heard the speech?
Yeah.
Yeah,
But like, start gathering your stuff. Like, go on the website, look at the application, so you know what you gotta do. So like, start getting your resume together, start, if there's like a writing portion, start getting that together. Because the interview stuff is like, that's easy. The personality questions, that's easy. But yeah, wait until she comes up here. Because like, then also, when you talk to her, she'll like remember you. And remember, they're really good at remembering names and stuff. And, like,
You we'll have a session, but if you have any questions, you can always stop by my office. It's in Wright Hall, room 300, right off the elevator. I'm happy to help with anything and talk to you about opportunities. So, no other questions. Thank you for, and there's pizza.
So,
There's anything left, so.